Theresa May's humiliating climb down to keep David Davis on board could delay Brexit until 2021. Theresa May was forced to accept a humiliating climb down in a desperate bid to stop Brexit Secretary David Davis quitting. The Prime Minister bowed to mounting pressure from cabinet levers and agreed to insert a specific date into her customs blueprint, outlining when backstop arrangements would end. The move is designed to prevent a hard border in Northern Ireland if negotiators fail to come up with a better plan. But Brussels rubbished the move, with EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier asking if it was an all-weather backstop. Mrs May's decision means the UK could stay signed up to EU customs union rules until December 2021, 5.5 years after Britain voted to quit the bloc. Existing arrangements are already due to last until December 2020, through the 20-month transition period after the UK formally quits the bloc on March 29. Ministers have already agreed to fork out £39 billion for the interim deal. And No 10 refused to rule out paying extra cash to Brussels to stay tied to the customs union for an extra year. May's U-turn came after a series of face-to-face discussions with Mr Davis and his fellow leading Brexiteers, Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson and International Trade Secretary Liam Fox. Mr Davis had an early morning showdown lasting more than an hour with Mrs May in her parliamentary office, at which he left the door open to resigning. He was then hauled into No 10 at noon for a second crunch confrontation. The key document was finally published just after 1 p.m., outlining the fallback plan lasting until the end of 2021. Remain supporting MPs branded the wording a fudge designed to convince Mr Davis he had won a compromise. Shadow Brexit Secretary Sir Keir Starmer said, "This is another embarrassing day for the government. The clock is ticking on the process and it is imperative an agreement is struck to protect jobs and the economy, and ensure there is no hard border in Northern Ireland." Instead, with the threat of a cabinet resignation, Theresa May has signed up to a flawed proposal which is inconsistent with her earlier commitments. Labour MP Joe Stevens, of the Best for Britain campaign, said, "Someone had to blink in this Brexican standoff and, as has too often been the case, the PM has bowed to the pressure of the Brexit bully boys." Some Brexiteers are cheering this non-win over the expected leaving date. One thing which will almost certainly be time-limited is the victory party, because the EU will reject the proposal before it arrives in Brussels. No one comes out of this a winner. David Davis has shown how keen he is to get shot of the whole thing. The Prime Minister has only narrowly avoided a complete meltdown in her government, and the country has been told via white paper that its prosperity is being sacrificed under the altar of Brexit extremism. This is a fudge. The European Parliament's Brexit coordinator Guy Verhofstadt said it was difficult to see how the UK proposal will deliver a workable solution. And Mr Barnier tweeted, "We will examine it with 3 questions. Is it a workable solution to avoid a hard border? Does it respect the integrity of the SMCU, single market, customs union? Is it an all-weather backstop?